What's up, leaders? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a 5-minute book review, so let's get right on into it. Alright, so the book we're going to be talking about today is called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. I'll go ahead and put it right here. This is a book that I finished this week. If you don't know, I recently downloaded Audible and I'm absolutely obsessed with Audible. I think it is amazing. I downloaded it about 3 weeks ago and I've already read or listened to 3 books since I've downloaded it. So I absolutely am a fan. But let's talk about the book now. So it's called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. The book is about creative living. So I asked my Instagram for a good book recommendation for manifestation and law of attraction. And one of my good friends, Jordan, I'll leave his little @ name. So he recommended it to me. He said it's all about how the universe speaks to you and manifests creativity. And that's exactly what the book is about. Big Magic, it's about creative living. So if you're somebody that makes videos, even if you're not somebody that does anything social media, anything like that, I think it's just a really good book to read because it's a lot about how to actually manifest things and how to attract different ideas into your life. And I think it's just some really cool insight. It's really about how to pick up ideas in the world. So me, myself, it was perfect timing for me because I was kind of going through a creative block. And I'm still kind of in a creative block, especially when it comes to making YouTube videos, because I want my videos to be amazing videos that are gonna lift people up and give people some sort of value, you know, that's ultimately what I want. So when I do things like hauls or clothing videos, I'm like, who is that really even helping? But I do like those kind of videos. I watch those kind of videos, and it's a way for you to spend time with me without it being so serious all the time, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking. But she talks about that in the video too. Just because you create and just because you want to, change the world and be an impactful person and not just meaningless and doing stupid stuff to get views, you know what I mean? It's not always about that. You don't always have to stress yourself out and try to change the world with every single thing you do. It's just about being creative and creating things and trying new things. So it talked about how ideas are kind of these own separate entities that float around the world, and they're looking for somebody to create them. They're looking for somebody to bring them to life. So when you have an idea, it's kind of its own thing, you know, and it found you just the way you were looking for it. So it kind of talks to you about stuff like that. It talks to you about how your creativity doesn't have to be in a box, okay? You don't have to box your creativity in. You can create whatever you want to, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't all have to have this goal of, funding your life. You don't have to, you shouldn't create with the idea of this is going to make you all the money in the world, because that's going to hinder your creativity. It's going to darken it. It's going to stress you out instead of just be free and flowing. The idea of creativity is free and flowing, and yeah, it can be big and beautiful and amazing, and it can be little and personal, and maybe only a few people will get value from it. You know what I mean? So I think that was just a really cool insight. It talked about things about different fears for creating and what really stops people from actually being able to create these awesome things in their life. It also gave me a really cool perspective on how to find creativity in my life. Going back to that idea where creativity is kind of floating around the world, it's its own purpose, it's its own entity. It kind of lets you know how the universe gives you little clues to creativity and how to recognize when creativity is calling at you. And ever since then, I actually have seen it in my life. I've been able to pick out things and think okay, maybe this was an idea, or maybe this was a creative idea that wanted me to have this idea. You know what I mean? It really just put more of an emphasis onto these little thoughts that I have every day and how they could actually be really big things if I sit and think about them. Kind of like when you make a vision board. When you put something on your vision board, at first it's just an idea, but the more you sit and think about it, you can actually create this whole plan of action, and you can actually map out steps of how to get to this big idea that just seemed it was just this big random idea. You know what I mean? So I think it's an absolutely amazing book, no matter who you are, no matter what field you're in. Even if you don't think you're a creative person, I really think you would benefit so much from this book, just because it just helps you literally with anything in your life. If you are a human being on this planet, then this book is going to really help you out. And it's only 5 hours long on Audible. You could literally listen to it in an afternoon, or maybe 2 or 3 afternoons. It took me about 3-4 days to get through the whole book. but it was just a total joy to listen to, and I highly recommend it. So if you need a good book on manifestation, creativity, and the law of attraction, this is going to be a good one for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you check out the book. If you do, let me know. If you have any book recommendations, let me know in the description. Kind of let me know like what the book's about so I can pick some good ones, and I'll see you for my next video.